Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another Redmond Roundup. How do you even start these shows no more? You know, I feel like it's just rinse, repeat, same news, different day, and new circumstances. Well, not really new, as we know that the defence going into the season was bad. We know that it's still bad, and we also know that we're linked with Lavia and we need a midfielder and we don't know if we're going to get one. We also know that we've let go of 7, we've brought in 2. It's a big shame. There's a few things I want to touch on in this video. So, to the reaction of what was a lot of negativity from James. Now, it can be negative, but negativity can also be honest, and it can also be truth. And if it's truth, then I think that's more productive and certainly better if I just came out and was here and being positive for the sake of it. Now, positivity is great, but blind positivity isn't necessarily smart, especially if we want to uphold the standards of the team and the football club, hence that little bit of emotion, because I do have a lot of fear on the back line. Now, the purpose of this video is to update you on Lavia, but also to kind of delve into what would be the counterpoints on some of my opinions on not only FSG, but also the team as a whole. We had a great debate with about Jurgen Klopp yesterday on Husam's channel. There was also discussion around the team and about, what FSG need to be doing, and if they don't do this, then we need to all really reinforce that urgency as a fan base, and if we don't, we're going to keep being a mediocre football club. Now, I'll start on the Lavia thing. You'll probably already know this by now. It's not quite necessarily new news. But we've put 2 bids on the table so far. We want to go in for one more bid, according to David Lynch. And this bid will be around £40 million plus add-ons, which I believe will end up rising to 50 million or something like that. Listen, I don't know when this will happen. I am 100%. I'll say 95%, you know what I mean? But I'm very confident that Lavia will get over the line. I think he'll be our player. The question on whether he's good enough is different, and the question on whether or not he'll settle in straight away is different. But yes, I do think Lavia will sign. It's just a matter of when, and it's just a matter of can we get him in for the Chelsea game. If not the Chelsea game, then the game after that, because it'll be great to just at least have a CDM available, because Bajcetic is injured, Thiago's injured, and there really are only 2. Even Thiago isn't a 6, but he's probably the closest thing we've got to a 6, and he's not available at the moment, and I don't think he'll be available for Chelsea, so that'll be interesting. But that's the Lavia thing. Now, I want to reply to a few of your... I haven't got any comments in front of me, but I've got the gist of the opinions that some of you people hold about my views on Jurgen Klopp, FSG. I think FSG is a good start. But somebody, in fact, before I go into the FSG thing, a good start would be somebody left a comment yesterday saying, James, read along the lines of another fan channel trying to just be negative for the sake of it. And James, there was many positives to take, so why aren't we going to take the positives, and why are you just focusing on the negatives? I feel like it's good to dwell in positives and the things that you've achieved for a short amount of time. I think that's actually quite good. I don't think it's good to do that overall, because then you're neglecting the things you need to improve on. If you did something well, you probably don't need to improve too much on that particular thing. Therefore, let's focus on the stuff that you're not good at. Trent Alexander-Arnold with defending, Virgil van Dijk with defending, everyone with defending who wears a Liverpool shirt at the moment. I think that's one thing that needs to be emphasised. So I'm not going to just sit here and say, oh my God, we scored loads and loads of goals, because we never won the game. So the result of the game was negative. Therefore, we've got to talk about what got us that negative result. It's a results business. We don't need to care about how we got to the loss and all these things. If we've conceded 4 against Firth, 4 against Bayern, that's an issue, and that needs to be called out, because nobody, or there doesn't seem to be any strong links around a new centre-back who's going to come in and improve the team. And that's important. We need to make sure that we get these reinforcements, not even a defender. We've saw how poor Trent's been in pre-season over the defensive thing, and, I get it's pre-season. There's big teams in the past who have had terrible pre-seasons. Great players have came out and said, listen, we were just there for the minutes. I'm not taking it with full thing. I do still think we'll have a fairly decent season. But if we want to go into the season best equipped and fully equipped, we need to make differences. We need to make change. And we've got the ability. We've got the squad depth now. We got rid of 6 midfielders alone. And on top of this, it seems that Nat Phillips, still touch and go on whether he'll go or not, or whether he will stay or not. But I think he's likely to go. And that's one more centre-back that's freed up. There's centre-backs like Sepp van der Berg and Reece Williams, but they're out on loan, so now we need to get somebody who's going to accommodate the team right here, right now. And it's mostly just the same as what we've had, and I don't think Konate, I think an interesting debate is Konate, because if Konate isn't world-class, then you could argue we don't have any current world-class centre-backs. Van Dijk, of course, good Van Dijk, world-class. the Van Dijk I've seen over the past 12 months, I think it will be quite disingenuous to call him world class, just my opinion. And I'm not trying to be a hater. I think he can be on his day. How often is that day going to come? And hopefully this season it's going to come more often than what it did last year, which means we will now rely on Konate being world class. And I think it'd be too soon to say that he's world class right here, right now. I do, my opinion. Let me know if you disagree. I think he still needs to build into it. I think the way we look at McAllister, we can't call him world class yet. The way we look at Szoboszlai, can't call him world class yet. I think it's the same with Konate. I think he needs to maximise this platform that he has at Liverpool even more to solidify himself as a top world class centre back. He's already a top centre back, but world class, I think that's fair. So that was one thing that I wanted to address. Now the FSG thing, FSG is very important. I've just heard a beep. I'm hearing like a beep in me flat right now. I think it's outside actually. Sorry, I heard like just a little beep and I think it's coming from outside. I thought it was do you know like when you've got a smoke alarm and the battery goes out? I was like, has that just gone out? Because I just started hearing a beep. No, but what's it called? The point I was going to go on to was FSG, and the reason why I wanted to talk about them is because I think everybody makes their decision on whether they like this ownership or not based on what have they done for me lately? Have they gave me good toys to play with? So in this case, transfers, ins and outs. And they haven't done that, so people are upset right now, but then people will say, well, oh, you won't be crying when they go out and spend X amount of money on so-and-so players. I'm always crying about FSG. I don't care if we've just won the league title. Before we won the Champions League, I wanted FSG out. When we won the Champions League, I still wanted them to fuck off because they are not the direct contributors to what we have achieved. They have been in ownership the same way anybody else would have been our owners during that time. Okay, fair enough. They've done a lot of things well. I don't want to be completely disingenuous and I don't want to be a bastard. But guys, I think I prefer speaking to somebody one-on-one with this. If you're a strong FSG inner, give me a message on Insta or Twitter. I'd love to get everybody who loves FSG on the channel. As there's just nothing, I don't think, that trumps the arguments that I would have for you in terms of how they're a greater danger for this football club opposed to a greater benefit. Because they're just benefiting themselves, so how do we align their benefit with our benefit? It doesn't align, so that's why that's important. So let me know what your point of view is on FSG. Do you think that people are just overreacting because of transfers? For me, I always reiterate, but it's the Super League, it's the ticket prices. The Super League was the main one for me. I'm surprised everyone just forgot about that, but that's the type of person that we've got today where, you're angry 1 minute, you forgive them the next because they get you a shiny new thing. Really, really was just such a poor timing, and also the fact that they didn't even clarify this with any of the club supporters or the supporting groups around the stadium, around the club. That's important, and they never done that. So if they were to stab us in the back once, who's to say they wouldn't do that again? I don't want them as my owners. So that's my main reason. So even if they went and won 4 out of the 5 next Premier Leagues, I'm still questioning whether I want them here or not. I don't like them. I think all the fans of the Big Six became a bit pathetic after that. And who's to say they won't do it again? I think if an opportunity came along with them being one of the poorest out of the top owners in the world, I think, they'd definitely jump all over that. But guys, let me know what you think. Also, check out Husam's channel. We had a great video yesterday on the Jurgen Klopp debate and all that stuff. So do check that out and smash a like on this video only if you enjoyed. Until tonight, I will see you then. Peace out.